Radio Cayman,
the voice,
the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh. Health City, now open at Camana Bay 7 days a week.
The Ministry of Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, and by West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is the 6th day of August 2021. I hope and trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or operating any type of motorized vehicle, we again urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may be your own. If you're celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday. Or if you have celebrated one over the past few days, a belated happy birthday as well. And I want to remind you, if you know someone who's celebrating a birthday, send us a WhatsApp message or an email, and we will acknowledge them. Always good to give kudos and acknowledgments to those persons that you want to while they're alive, rather than waiting until they've passed on and then someone else hears it, rather than they hearing it themselves. You don't know really, or you may not imagine how much that may just help that person to get through the day or through the week, or just to put an additional smile on their face if you acknowledge their birthday or anything that they have done in terms of in a positive way as well. So please feel free to do that. For those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to express our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these very challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing as well. And to the Howell family, again, we want to say special condolences to you, and it is good to see that the government has decided that the flags in the Cayman Islands will be flown at half-mast in honor of Mr. Howell as well. For those of you who are feeling ill, if you're at home or at a medical facility, we want to wish for you a speedy recovery as well. So folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Ort Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. Radio voice of Silver Fox, Mr. Paul Akal, waiting to take your calls this morning. Those calls can be made through our toll-free number, provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord@candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261. And that number you may want to use to send us the names of those persons who are celebrating a birthday today, or someone that you just want to give kudos to in relation to something positive that they may have done or contributed to as well. And we want to wish happy birthday today. Happy birthday today for the nation of Jamaica. celebrating their independence today. And in the studio with me this morning, we have Dr. Steve McField. And just for those of you who are listening, I want to let you know that we also have to have Mr. Courtney Miles. Some of you may know him as Butch. Mr. Courtney Miles is going to be in the studio with us after the 8 o'clock news to talk about his retirement, to talk about his colorful, stellar time with the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, and maybe he'll tell us a secret and share with us what his intentions are moving forward, because he's still a relatively young man and still has a lot to contribute to Cayman as well. So, Doc, morning. Welcome to For the Record. Big happy birthday to Jamaica today.
Thank you. Happy birthday to Jamaica today. And unfortunately, today I would like to say condolence to our family.
Okay.
Of Norman Douglas Manley. If people, some Jamaicans might know and some Caymanians might know, Norman Douglas Manley is the son of the late Douglas Manley, the minister who was the former Minister of Health. And he is the grandson of Norman Washington Manley, and the nephew of his what's his uncle again? Michael Manley. Yes, and he's the nephew of Michael Manley. He died just last week.
Yes,
and I knew him. We were at school together in England. In fact, we called to the bar at the same time in 1977, and while he was in England, he worked at the Jamaica High Commission, and while he was taking the bar exams, and he was a very nice gentleman. I knew him, and I read some excerpts in the paper, in the news, in the Gleaner about his escapes from death several times. At one time, somebody robbed his house and tied up his wife and put a gun to his head. Oh. And he pulled his own gun, but his gun didn't go off. and the gunman fled. And then one time he was washed away in one of the gullies, in one of the big water flows in Jamaica, and he was washed away and was rescued some miles away from where he went into the gully. Very unfortunate. I think he is probably the last of that. He was probably the last of that old dynasty, except for the fact that he has some sons, and I would like to say my condolence to that family for the loss of Norman Douglas Manley.
Okay. And we have a couple who are celebrating. They are celebrating 68 years of marriage tomorrow. They will be celebrating 68 years of marriage tomorrow, and that they are Mr. David and Jewel Smalden, and that's coming from the children. So tomorrow, 68 years of marriage.
That's beautiful. I know the Smalden. Yes, and they're very nice people too. I think Miss Jewel is actually from the Brack or Little Cayman. I think before she went to England. I think that's where she was born, and she spent a lot of time in England. And I remember when she came back with her family. I think some the males in her family were policemen or are still policemen. And I think some of her daughters are a nurse at hospital.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, so very nice family. And Miss Smalling also was the woman who started the beauty pageant for the older women.
Yes. And she was also very instrumental in the Sports Newlands area there.
That's right.
And the landscaping and stuff like that.
And beautifying that area. Yes.
And her husband, Mr. Smalden, contributed immensely to the prison service as well. And it's good to have that. Paul, I have something that I want to read. So what we'll do, we'll take the commercial break now, and that'll give me an opportunity to read an email that we received from one of our listeners, and I want to share that with our listening audience. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
John Jackie Miller was a shipwright, pastor, carpenter, and farmer. He was one of the founders of the North Side District. He built the old courthouse, now the museum, old government house, which burnt down, and the old jail and police headquarters, and the North Side Presbyterian Church, and was a lay pastor in the Presbyterian Church. He and his wife, Lucy Jane Nee Whitaker, had 11 children.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. A truly exciting event is just around the corner. 4 hours of Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally excitement. Saturday, August 21st, noon until 4 p.m. Prizes around Gumball Rally car preparation, rally spirit, rally event notes, rally accuracy. Answer the questions and find the Rotary Central Gumball Rally finish line. The Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally, a fun event, not a race event. Register with only $100 per entry, up to 4 persons per rally car. The first ever Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally event. Register now at Rotary Central Facebook page or call 936-1344. Every Gumball Rally dollar will serve Rotary Central mental health projects. Rotary Central. Serve to change lives.
Did you know that defective airbags can cause serious injury or even death if not repaired immediately? Right now, millions of vehicles around the world are under recall for faulty Takata airbags, and yours could be one of them. At Vamt Motors, our priority is to make sure the Toyota or Ford you drive is safe. So we are offering customers a free, fast, and easy airbag swap out if your vehicle was manufactured in 2016 or earlier. Find out if you need to have new airbags installed by emailing your Ford or Toyota vehicle's VIN or vehicle identification number to service@vamtmotors.com or stop by Vamp's Service Center or call us at 949-2245. Don't risk it. Get the airbags in your Toyota or Ford checked for free at Vamp Motors on Walkers Road.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Health City is now open at Camana Bay, offering a wide range of specialties at our state-of-the-art Camana Bay Clinic. We are here to help you save time and feel better. We are open weekdays, weekends, and evenings for your convenience and are dedicated to reducing your wait time while improving your health. Friendly staff, expert care, lab services, and diagnostics in one convenient location from the hospital you know and trust. Health City at Camana Bay, within your reach.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We do have a caller on hold, so I will be taking that caller rather than reading the email message that I have received, but have enough time throughout the show that we will share that as well. Also, one of our listeners wanted to congratulate and wish Ozzy, that would be Mr. Osborne Borden, good luck on his appointment to the Health Services Authority. An accomplishment there for the, if I am reading this right, former Minister Osborne Borden, now a member of the Health Services Authority. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. You have no guest on the phone?
Yes, Dr. McFeel is with me.
Okay, good morning, Dr. Steve.
Good morning, ma'am.
I'm here, last week, Friday, you had Minister Kenneth Bryan on the radio. And before that, I think it was Wednesday, Dr. Frank McFeel called in. And I was like wondering what is going on with people, with our own people. When Minister Kenneth Bryan can get on the radio and massage, like he is so in love with Dr. Frank McFeel, all saying all what Doc has done for him, and Doc is his mentor, and Doc is this, and Doc is that. I just sit and actually it brings little tears to my eyes to hear that all is going on. And Frank is sitting, Dr. Frank McFeel is sitting at home, was promised a job by this government, waiting for this job to make ends meet with his family. And no one don't even have the respect to reach out. They didn't go to his play that these young boys put on. If he is so much for Minister Kenneth Bryan, and for all of them is what is there, isn't this tell we something that we all is like crab really in the basket, just trying to pull down one another? And a lady that was a taxi driver called, or she is a taxi driver, called and said the same thing, that why it is they don't use the man's knowledge. I was walking around and people were saying, oh, well, this government that gets in is more black power and this, and they're going to use that, and they're going to give that a job. Just yesterday where I work, someone come up to me and say, they haven't called that for a job yet.
So, caller, are you saying that they have had enough time to do that? Because it does take time, for appointments to be made to various positions. Not to say that things can't be expedited, but you're saying, since the elections in April, so April, May, June, July, August, 4 months, that they should have had him employed by now. That's what you're saying.
But, yeah, not even have him employ OC, but have little respect to even reach out to him by an email or something, or said, Doc, you're not drowning yet. Hold on, we have something coming for you, and maybe something that is in your field that you can enjoy doing, getting up, going out to work. You just can't leave a big person that was in government before, had done a lot, a playwright for this country. They make their widow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I is his wife, and I know you recognize my voice, and I'm here suffering also with sometimes with the depression of these people never reaching out, have no respect.
Okay. Well, we hope and trust that they're listening, and that someone will reach out later on. And of course, caller, if Doc, I'm going to get you to chime in here. If they're hesitant in any way about carving out something for their own Caymanians, they wouldn't be going contrary to our constitution, would they? In terms of carving out things for Caymanians?
Sure. But there's another side to this situation too, and I think Frank has been around. We've been around long enough to know that you really can't depend on other people for yourself, and I think you need to sometimes go your own way, and not actually depend on other people, because that if you sit and depend on other people for your existence, they might not you might not be in existence for long. Yeah. And this is an example, and I think what he needs to do, he needs to go his own way. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to be alone. You have to go your own way and make your own decisions and not depend on other people. Mm-hmm. I don't depend on other people to go. I go my own way, and I have stopped depending on other people for my future. It's obvious that administration after administration come and they promise and they do this and they do that, but they're not going to reach out to you. And I think that he ought to know that now, and that he ought to find a way to overcome that position that he's in, and to walk the walk and go his own way, because sometimes it's best to walk the road by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Well, OC, I think that I would Frank for 12 years, and Frank has walking just the amount of time that I've been with him his own way. I don't know, I would pray for say because his color, but I decided to spray him with some white spray paint and see if that make any more sense, because he always been on his own journey, his own way. Mm-hmm. He was in there for 8 years. That's the amount of job he preach it every day, so I know it like my hand bottom. That's the amount of time he got his job. He was blooming them time. Once you don't keep what you have or whatever, nobody is going to help you. I totally agree with Dr. Steve. Mm-hmm. But you see, Dr. Steve is self-employed. Frank is not self-employed, because this is Frank's field.
Yeah, got you.
I just said this to say, to hear how Minister Kenneth Bryan massages in with all the love story that he's falling, and he's having reached out. Chris Sanders, they reach out one time, and like Frank was going to live off the promise that they will get back to him. It's 4 months. I'm not saying they must take an alter thing to put my husband in, but the man have the knowledge. He have the expertise. He have the experience. What more they want?
Mm-hmm. Okay, caller, I want to thank you very much for that. I'm going to try to squeeze another call in before 8 o'clock. Really only gives me about a minute and a half, but we're going to try anyway. But thanks very much for that, and I hope and I trust that those persons who this may impact are listening as well. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey.
Good morning, Ossie. And am I on? I can hear.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Samamba.
You're on, but we only have about a minute to go for our 8 o'clock news. You may want to call back after 8 o'clock. But go ahead. You still have about 2 minutes that we can talk.
Well, I'll be very brief. I hope. Okay. First of all, a very big congratulations to the country of Jamaica and celebrating their independence. Jamaica, of course, I always usually joke with my Jamaican friends. I say, you are too small a country in global terms for the impact that you have had.
Yes.
And a lot of people very often forget that Jamaicans are not just athletes; they are scientists, they are mathematicians, they are teachers in schools, and so on. And then I just thought I should say that. Secondly, since the time is short, and finally, this case which I've been having with the court, where I sued the judge.
Yes.
We have a decision. I can't tell you what the decision is because the judgment is only in draft form, and Dr. Steve will tell you. We can't divulge it, but I know what the decision is. It's just going through the final corrections. So I should have that today or by next week. So we will know finally whether or not you can sue a judge who acts maliciously. I should stop there. Just wanted to tease that out. If it comes out during the program, I'll let you know.
Okay. You should share that with us as soon as you get it.
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Billy. And talking about Jamaica and, so many persons with so many skills and education and expertise, I see where the Order of Merit in Jamaica will be awarded to Professor Donald Harris. He's the father of Kamala Harris, Vice President of the United States as well. So that's good. He's a professor at Stanford University.
Yes.
Professor Emeritus at Stanford University as well. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, we're going to have Inspector Courtney Miles in the studio with us, so please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Radio Cayman time check is now 8 a.m. This time check is brought to you by friends at Foster's.
I'm heading to Foster's. Do you need anything?
Yeah, can you get a packet of plant-based Beyond Meat burgers for dinner tonight and that Wicked Joe organic coffee that I love?
Can you also get me a tub of dairy-free Ripple ice cream? And we're running low on Eco's laundry detergent.
Does Foster's have all that?
Yeah, it's in their latest Foster's Finds catalog. That's where I find all their latest new and specialty products.
Foster's Finds are exclusively available at Foster's Camana Bay. Visit fosters.ky/finds to discover your new favorite products. Foster's, better choice because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Please be advised that the pension contribution holiday has been extended until 31st of December 2021. Employers and plan members should ensure arrangements are in place for salary deductions and remittance following this date. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan, keeping you informed. For further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. We're here for you.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego with your latest news. The Cayman Islands flag at all government buildings will fly at half-mast all day today in honor of Cayman's oldest resident and cultural icon, Wellesley Howell, who passed away on July 23rd at the age of 106. Mr. Howell was a shoemaker and saxophonist. He was renowned and beloved as a great contributor to the community through his craftsmanship and music. Funeral proceedings for the cultural icon will take place tomorrow, that's Saturday, August 7th, 2:30 p.m. at the First Baptist Church on Crew Road, with viewing at 1:30 p.m. The first carnival to be held since Trinidad's 2020 parade is happening in the Cayman Islands this Saturday. Government has put in place strict regulations for parade organizers, and so far, organizers are complying so participants and spectators can safely enjoy the event. Tourism Minister, Honorable Kenneth Bryan.
So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you bring your identification and your vaccination card, specific identification to the vaccination card the day you got vaccinated. That would be the first protocol. After you have been securely verified by the HSA team, my ministry will give you a band. The next protocol that you need to be mindful of is when you take part in the parade as a participant. It is your responsibility to stay away from observers and spectators who may be standing on the sidewalk enjoying the beautiful feathers and music of the parade. Those two rules are the number one rules that I want participants to follow because those are the safety protocols upon which we approve this parade to happen. So we're reminding participants you have to get your band first. If you come to the parade, you will not be able to take part. The police will be there enforcing strict regulations as persons have to be given a ban from the government through the Ministry of Tourism.
Speaking to CIGTV, Soyki International and KMAS organizer Craig Frederick says he is grateful for the support of government for making the event possible.
Even under different circumstances, and we're begging everyone, both participants and the spectators, to remember that we are still in a global pandemic. And that, yes, we might not have any so known community spread. We still have protocols to try to maintain the safety and still be able to pull off the world's first carnival this Saturday.
To find out more about KMAS this weekend, you can head to their website or their Instagram and Facebook pages. Meanwhile, the RCIPS announces temporary road closures to take place this weekend for the KMAS celebrations. Tomorrow from 10 a.m. until 12:30 p.m., South Church Street will be closed between Memorial Avenue and Boilers Road in preparation for the parade. The parade is scheduled to begin at 12:30 p.m., starting at South Church Street between Memorial Avenue and Boilers Road. The parade will make their way through West Bay Road. The road closures will be rolling, and as the parade passes each section, the roadways will reopen to the public. It all wraps up around 6 p.m. on West Bay Road between Lime Tree Bay Avenue and the 7 Mile public beach entrance. The RCIPS is urging the public to avoid the areas if they're not spectating the parade. If traveling to the West Bay District on Saturday, the RCIPS is advising that you take the Esterly Tibbetts Highway as an alternate route. That is your latest local news. We now turn to the BBC with a check of international news. That's it for me. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. Taliban gunmen have assassinated a close associate of the Afghan president in the capital, Kabul. Reports say Dawa Khan Minapal, the government's head of media, was shot dead near a mosque. He's one of the most senior Afghan officials to be targeted by the Taliban in another escalation of the violence. The Lebanese militant group Hezbollah has fired rockets near Israeli positions in a major stepping up of tension on the border between the two countries. Israel said most of the missiles were intercepted. It hit back with artillery fire. South Africa's jailed former president Jacob Zuma has been admitted to hospital less than a week before he's due in court on further charges of corruption. He's pleaded not guilty. Critics argue this could be another convenient illness to delay Mr. Zuma's appearance. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Are you aware of the performance of your pension plan? The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan provides quarterly fund fact sheets for our members to stay informed with the plan's performance. For the year ended 30th of April, 2021, the various life cycle funds have provided returns between 10.5% and 43.2%. And our all-in expense ratio for year ended 30th of June, 2020 is currently the lowest it's ever been. 0.72%. Visit chamberpension.ky to review our fund fact sheets. You can see the performance as far back as 10 years. Remember that pensions are a longer-term investment strategy. Focus on the long term rather than the short-term returns. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan continues to perform for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
The HSA Specialist Clinic has relocated to a new, modern, state-of-the-art facility at Smith Road Center to offer you a better patient experience. Receive care from top specialists in chiropractic, complementary and alternative medicine, neurology, ENT, urology, pain management, and more. Our orthopedic and telemedicine clinics remain at the Cayman Islands Hospital campus. Please remember to bring your own face mask when visiting any HSA location. Visit our website, hsa.ky, to learn more. At the HSA, you matter to us.
We asked 100 people what they would do with a little extra time. Top answers included hang with friends, sleep, volunteer, walking on the beach, watch TV. But the odd thing is, no one said, stand in line to pay my bill. Funny that. Now Logic introduces Logic My Account. Pay online, view bill history, schedule automatic payments, and more. Go to logic.ky/my account and pay online, not stand in line. Logic My Account. Go on. Give yourself a little extra time. Bake a cake, browse the web, yoga, spring clean.
Did you know that in the event of a hurricane, water designated for the purposes of drinking, cooking, and bathing must be disinfected before use? Water may be disinfected either by boiling or through the use of chlorine bleach. To disinfect through boiling, simply leave the water on the fire for 1 minute after it begins to boil. To disinfect with bleach, add 3 ounces of chlorine bleach to every 1,000 gallons of water. If you are not able to smell the bleach in the water after 30 minutes, then add half of the amount of bleach that was added during the initial application. Recheck the water after 15 minutes to ensure that there is a residual bleach smell. A residual bleach smell is an indicator that the water has been properly disinfected. For more post-hurricane safety tips, visit DEH website at deh.gov.ky.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
For over 100 years, more than 5.8 million people across the Americas and the Caribbean have placed their trust in Pan American Life Insurance Group. We have delivered on our promise and have proven that we are more than an insurance company. We are family. To learn more about our first-in-class individual and group life, disability and accident solutions, please visit Pan American International Insurance Corporation at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Song Road, Grand Cayman, or contact us at 949-8304 and visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
All right, good morning, Cayman. Let's take a look at your latest weather right now. Brought to you by our friends at Pan American Life Insurance. Present temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels like 93. Winds are still out of the east at 12 miles per hour. Relative humidity 78%. Last night's low point or dew point was at 77. Barometric pressure at 30.00 and holding. Isolated showers along with possible thunder are expected over the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as an upper-level cyclone moves across the West Caribbean and over the Yucatan Peninsula. Our forecast for today, partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and possible thunder. Temperatures will rise to the upper 80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Then this evening, partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and some thunder. Temperatures will fall to the mid-70s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. We're at a high tide right now. Low tide will be at 2:23 this afternoon and high at 9:10 tonight. For tomorrow, low tide is at 3:15 a.m., high at 8:26 a.m., low at 2:58 p.m., and high at 9:35 p.m. Sunset this evening is at 6:57. Sunrise for tomorrow at 6:05. The outlook is for a decrease in chances of showers from Saturday evening as the upper-level cyclone moves west of our area Light winds and slight seas are expected to continue through Monday morning. That's your latest weather right here on your Radio Cayman.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
For over 100 years, more than 5.8 million people across the Americas and the Caribbean have placed their trust in Pan American Life Insurance Group. We have delivered on our promise and have proven that we're more than just an insurance company, we're family. To learn more about our first-in-class group health and employee benefit solutions, please visit Pan American Life Insurance Company of the Cayman Islands at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, Grand Cayman, or contact us at 949-8304. You can also visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, celebrate your progress. It's important to acknowledge progress each step of the way as you achieve your goals. Everything that you do to move in that direction gets you a little closer. Planning small rewards along the way can help to keep things interesting and give us a taste of what sweet success will be like.
Change your thinking and change your life.
Radio Cayman's Cayman Strong Series was brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
All right, good morning, my friends. Once again, let's check your traffic movements this morning time. If you're coming out of the eastern districts, good flow of traffic until you get to the Red Bay roundabouts, with traffic merging coming out of the Prospect area. A little bit of traffic build up there as you come along Shamrock Road. Those going through South Sound, expect slow moving traffic, but it is moving. For those of you continuing on to Shamrock Road, onto the Linford Pearson Highway and Crew Road, expect the usual traffic build up there. It's slowly moving. Expect at least 6 to 10 minutes with the traffic. Getting closer to Georgetown, of course, those going through Agnes Way, you'll meet some traffic merging coming off of Crew Road. That is slow paced. And for those of you continuing on, going just east of the, or should I say west of the runway onto Shedden Road, expect that usual traffic there as well. Getting into the streets of Georgetown, should expect some slow pace until you get onto the main streets. Looking down at Shedden Road, good flow of traffic with some pedestrian movements. Looking at Godfrey Dixon Way as well, a little bit of westward bound traffic, got some pedestrian crossing there as well, those on bicycles. Coming back to Huldah Avenue, good flow of traffic in northward direction. For those continuing on to Elgin Avenue, going around the roundabouts, continuing on there, expect the usual traffic. West Bay Road, looking down from the Ritz-Carlton, good flow of traffic going into Georgetown. Of course, a little bit of traffic build-up as you get closer to Georgetown, North Church Street into Seafarers Way. And traffic coming out of the South Sound, those continuing through South Church Streets, all merging onto Seafarers Way, heading into Cardinal Avenue or other main streets. Expect some slow-paced traffic, but morning should not be too bad. It's a beautiful day on the outside, but weather says we're expecting some rain later on today. Let's hope not. Be safe out there. Buckle up. Look out for those on foot, bicycle, and motorbikes. You'll be texting while driving. Grab some breakfast right now at any Subway location nearest you.
Summer, the season for backyard gatherings, beach parties, office socials, and camps for kids. Make the most of your summer party and leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters or double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway Box to Go, with the option of a 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. Cater your summer with Subway. Visit Subway.ky for menu options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit Subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Dreaming of a great career or degree? The Caribbean Examinations Council offers regionally and internationally recognized qualifications to help you get there. These include the Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level Competence, CCSLC, the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC, the Caribbean Vocational Qualification, CVQ, Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE, and the CXC Associate Degree. These exams may be done while in school or out of school at private learning institutions. Visit cxc.org to learn more. With CXC, you're in control.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. A truly exciting event is just around the corner. 4 hours of Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally excitement. Saturday, August 21st, noon until 4 p.m. Prizes around Gumball Rally car preparation, rally spirit, rally event notes, rally accuracy. Answer the questions and find the Rotary Central Gumball Rally finish line. The Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally, a fun event, not a race event. Register with only $100 per entry, up to 4 persons per rally car. The first ever Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally event. Register now at Rotary Central Facebook page or call 936-1344. Every Gumball Rally dollar will serve Rotary Central mental health projects. Rotary Central. Serve to change lives.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matter. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have Dr. Steve Macfield in the studio with me this morning. We have another birthday greeting here, and this birthday greeting is sent to Winsome Martinez at Customs and Border Control, and birthday greetings are coming from all of her co-workers, family, and friends. So, happy birthday, Miss Winsome Martinez as well. One of our listeners also alerted us to the fact that we're talking about Jamaica and conferring the Order of Merit on the father of Kamala Harris, and saying that, well, why aren't you talking about Cayman, and we're talking about the death of a member of the Manley clan, and why aren't we talking about the death of someone, a prominent family here in Cayman as well. And I wasn't really made aware. I'd heard about it, but I wasn't certain. And until I normally see something that has come out officially. I either hear it through the announcements on Radio Cayman or otherwise. I don't normally mention it, but in this point, I think I feel safe enough now to mention the fact that Miss Heather Panton passed away, and of course she comes from a prominent family. She's the daughter of our national hero, Ormond
native son,
native son Ormond Laura Panton, and when we're talking about the Order of Merit and all of those other things, if he hadn't been betrayed and, if he hadn't been subverted by others in the Cayman Islands, we may just be in a better place today.
Politically.
In a better place politically.
Constitutionally
today.
and politically, we would be in a better place today.
But unfortunately, we know what it did to him. And to add to that also, and I was told by a reliable source, and I'll only just mention this, that movement is afoot to republish his book.
The book.
And that is good.
Yes.
And I hope that they make that required reading at a certain grade in school and in our universities here in the Cayman Islands as well. Because while Dave Martin was the person who wrote it, he was getting it directly from Mr. Ormond.
From the horses, but from him himself.
No speculation in terms of what's in there. He was speaking of his experiences. Anything you want to add to that?
Oh, yes. And Mr. Panton, of course, was he was the ultimate leader in Cayman. He was the most popular leader in Cayman that I have read of. He was most popular, more than any Jim Boddens or Haig or Benson or any of those. He was the most popular leader in this country, and he was a visionary, and he stood on the shoulders of great men. And I knew him personally. That's why I get emotional when I talk about him, because I knew him personally. He was also one of the founders of the Caymanian Bar Association and was his first president. And of course, that is extinct today because that's been sabotaged also. they got rid of that. They got rid of that also.
Okay.
And as my life proceeds on, I wonder today if we would not have been in a better constitutional political position if his draft constitution that he had done with his colleagues in the rest of the Caribbean in 1962, in 1961-62, when he went to the West Indian conference in England, and when we were given the position of internal self-government, and he would have been the first chief minister if they hadn't sabotaged him, so that didn't happen. And it's like what Gerard said. They all want to be captains and go up in the wheelhouse to steer the ship. And if they all can't be captains and steer the ship, they will go down in the engine and wreck the engine so that the person who is the captain cannot sail the ship. And that's what they did to Mr. Ormond Panton and his family. And my condolence go out to Neely and to Heather and to Kennedy and to pardon me, KK, and to all of those who are still alive in that great family.
Okay. Well, we have a gentleman in the studio with us who was in the wheelhouse. He may not have been the captain, but he was, like a chief mate in the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. And it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning Mr. Courtney Miles. Looks too young to be retired, but I'm sure that he has lots of other things to do. Mr. Miles, good morning, sir. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC, and good morning to Dr. Frank and to the whole
Steve.
Cayman Islands.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pleasure to be here this morning. And when you contacted me and asked me to come on your show, and I said, I think this is a good opportunity for me to come on and give us a perspective of my life in the RCFAS and as a young man growing up in the Cayman Islands.
Okay, well, what we'll do, since I've introduced you, we have a caller on hold. We're going to take that caller, And then, Paul, when we come back from our commercial break after the 8:30 news, we want to close off the lines for a little bit just to have Mr. Courtney Miles, give us a part of his ongoing life story as well. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. O.C., and good morning to Dr. Steve McField.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning.
This is Georgette E. Banks.
Good morning, Miss Georgette. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing just wonderful. I'm alive.
That's good. That's great. That's great.
I would just like to say, when he had his meetings out by the old courthouse, which is now a museum, I didn't miss one of those meetings. And I would also like to say I attended his wedding, and I have the book about his whole life with all the pictures and telling everything that happened. He was a wonderful, wonderful man, very intelligent and very talented. And I think a lot of things would be different on our island today had he lived and had the privilege of working out the plans that he had for our island. And I thank you for letting me run up my mouth, and God bless all of you and our 3 beautiful islands.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Georgette, for that. Paul, we're going to take that commercial break now. And, folks, we want to close off the lines for at least 15 minutes to introduce Inspector Courtney Miles, get him to tell us a little bit of his experiences and everything, and then we'll open up the phone line so that if you want to converse with him and if you want to congratulate him, you can do so as well. Folks, please stay tuned. For the Record, we'll be back shortly.
Health City is now open at Camana Bay, offering a wide range of specialties at our state-of-the-art Camana Bay Clinic. We are here to help you save time and feel better. We are open weekdays, weekends, and evenings for your convenience and are dedicated to reducing your wait time while improving your health. Friendly staff, expert care, lab services, and diagnostics in one convenient location from the hospital you know and trust. Health City at Camana Bay, within your reach.
You don't always have to give up the food you love to live a healthier life. You just have to choose better to eat better. At Caribbean Bakery, we know that delicious, nutritious bread only uses a few ingredients that leads to better taste, better health, and an overall better experience. We focus on simple, quality ingredients while leaving out the bad ingredients that commercial bread brands are known for and can lead to illness. Feed your body, feed your family with 100% additive-free, freshly baked bread from Caribbean Bakery. And don't miss our hot bread Sundays, freshly baked loaves delivered to McRuss grocery store every Sunday morning. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh.
Did you know that defective airbags can cause serious injury or even death if not repaired immediately? Right now, millions of vehicles around the world are under recall for faulty Takata airbags, and yours could be one of them. At Vamt Motors, our priority is to make sure the Toyota or Ford you drive is safe. So we are offering customers a free, fast, and easy airbag swap out if your vehicle was manufactured in 2016 or earlier. Find out if you need to have new airbags installed by emailing your Ford or Toyota vehicle's VIN or vehicle identification number to service@vamtmotors.com or stop by Vamp's Service Center or call us at 949-2245. Don't risk it. Get the airbags in your Toyota or Ford checked for free at Vamt Motors on Walkers Road.
3T Cayman MRI is the patient-friendly MRI experience in the Cayman Islands. With the most advanced scanner on island, utilizing cutting-edge technology, and a team of highly trained radiologists and technologists with the experience that rivals any clinic in the world. Our suite is designed for patient comfort, with the largest patient opening of any scanner, and additional features to minimize anxiety during your scan. Come to 3T Cayman MRI for your patient-friendly experience. Learn more at 3tcayman.com.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me, along with Dr. Steve Macfield, Inspector Courtney Miles. Some of you may know him as Butch Miles. Recently retired, but looks much, much too young to be retired. Inspector, one message from one of your former colleagues as well, and he says, please congratulate Chief Inspector Courtney Miles for me on his retirement. We sincerely thank him for his long, distinguished, and dedicated service to policing in the Cayman Islands and to our beloved country. Well done, Courtney, and I'm sure that you will continue to serve our islands in other areas. You are still a young man, and that is coming from another gentleman who joined the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service at a very young age. He is now the Director of Customs and Border Control,
yes.
Mr. Charles Clifford. So he's
thank you, Mr. Clifford.
Okay. So tell us about your career.
That's how you got started in the police force.
Mr. Connor and Mr. Macfield. At careers,
you can dispense with the Mr. Free, as far as I'm concerned. For me.
At careers day in 1976, I was in my last year of studies at the Cayman High School, and we received a visit from a number of the emergency services, and the gentleman that came to speak on policing was no other than the late Chief Superintendent Vernon Ebanks. That is Mr. Derek Ebanks, his father of protocol. Yes. And the way he spoke on the police thing, I said to myself, Miles, I think that will be a good fit for you. And plus, you were paid the best. And I can still remember the first salary I received.
Probably still got it.
Yes. It was actually the area code for the Cayman Islands, 345. So my first salary was $345.
Wow. A month?
A month.
$345 a month?
That is correct.
Wow.
And he did a talk, I think it was a Wednesday, and the Friday, a little red VW Brasilia drove into the yard, and I said, that's the police, what's wrong? And then I realized who it was. It was PC Claude Miles.
Okay.
Claude Miles?
Yes. At the time he was the police. Yeah. And I said, what happened, Claude? And he said, Butch, Super said to come in and see him on Monday morning. I said, about what? He said, well, did you not do the exam? I said, yes, I did. He said, well, that mean you passed?
yes, well.
And I went in and saw him, and he said, Sonny, you need to go and see Radley. I said, who is Radley? He said, Mr. Radley, the storekeeper. I said, for what?
Mr. Radley Gazong. Would be right.
Correct, the late Radley Gazong. I said, you need to go get your uniform. I said, uniform? He said, man, you passed. And everything just started to flow from there. Within a week time, I had the job. And I can always remember, graduation was coming up from high school.
From high school?
From high school. So at the rehearsal, I turns up in uniform. And everybody say, Butch, you working? I said, yes, I'm working. I'm on the clock. So I can't be too long, And, I wasn't 18 as yet. So they took me on and kept me in the station until I was 18. I did the diary for over 6 months.
Wow.
And I'm glad that it went away because I was able to learn the full ropes of the station. And in the end, it really turned out all to my benefit, And I had another colleague too that was also there on the diary for over 6 months. It's ex-Sergeant David Scott.
Okay, yeah.
Nobody else could touch it to us on the diary. We knew about every book in the station, and we knew what made the station tick, And but a gentleman that helped me a lot throughout my career was ex-Chief Inspector Derek Mines. We call him Brainstorm.
Stormy.
Yeah. And, he took me on his wings and he showed me a lot, with investigation in particular. And he was a man that he looked at a lot of the dead case files. And he said, come, Miles, we got to solve this one. And I really have a lot of respect for him. But throughout my career, OC and Dr. Macfield, it has been a very, very rewarding career, Going into the service at that time, you had people like the late Royal Anderson.
Yes.
Carter Stallman.
Mr. Boye.
Carl Boye.
Your uncle?
Yes,
my uncle. Boye, yes.
A very no-nonsense man, and he had also people like ex-Chief Superintendent Lindsay Cacho. I was also there, his diarist, so I learned a lot from him. And it would be remiss of me if I didn't make mention also of the fact that we had a commissioner that was a no-nonsense man, a man called Greif, Andrew Greif.
Okay.
He never slept. Sometime, on there 3-4 in the morning, he just pops up and checking to see what's going on, because those days we had less than 100 police officers, and you knew everybody. And those days, it brings back a lot of memories, because I can still remember where you used to live, and whenever you go in Shen Road, you're bound to see OC, yes. and you go Mirror Street, you're bound to see Dr. McPhee.
Yes. Can you talk a little bit about your overseas training, your exposure overseas, UK as well as Barbados?
Barbados is a place that I will never forget and always remember. I recall going to Barbados in 1978. There was 6 of us from Cayman. It was Roger Merrin, David Scott, Berman Scott, Pedro Echeniki, Bernie Williams, and myself. We arrived in Barbados on a Sunday night. And when we arrived, they sent a truck, old Bedford truck, to pick us up. When we got on the back of the truck, it was wooden seats. And between the airport, Sewell Airport at the time, and the training school, the road had so many potholes, and I swear the driver went in every one because my buttocks were sore by the time we got there. And when we got there, we checked in. We were shown to our dormitory, when they got there, I said, there's no beds. And the instructor said, no, that's a bed there. And what it was a cot with a piece of canvas and 2 sheets. I said, pillows. He said, you use the pillows there. And I said, how the backside can you expect us to sleep on a cot? And we sat down and said, this can't work, I said, guys, orders came before us, we can do it too. I said, we came here for a purpose, and we will achieve that in return to Grand Cayman. Some guys really broke down and said, they left Cayman and they've won bed to come to this.
Yes.
I said, guys, it's not going to be easy, but we can do it. And we stuck together. And it's one training that I will always remember. It turned you into a man. You couldn't feel an exam because you only got exam results on a Friday evening when you see everybody is dressed to go to town. That's 5 minutes before the bus comes to go to Bridgetown. And if you see a man come out in slippers, you know things not well. You know? Yes. But lucky enough, all the Cayman recruits passed all the exams, because what we had now was we got some service prior to going in training.
Yes.
So we knew what teams was all about.
You actually had the practical before. Yeah.
Yes.
And how long was the training for?
The training was 6 months. 6 hard months OC. We arrived there around 10 that night on the Sunday night, and 5 o'clock you were up for PT.
Wow.
And that went on for 6 months. The only damn day that you didn't do PE was Saturday and Sunday, and the day that you were passing out. Otherwise, PT run every day.
Now, when you returned to Cayman after that, with this additional training, was your salary in any way enhanced because of the fact that you had gone now ahead and qualified even more?
Yes, I got a better salary on returning, and also I'll say that on my return to Cayman, I had saved sufficient money by being away that I bought a car immediately.
Yes.
And I can still remember that car. That was a Ford Capri.
Okay.
And, because those days VAT Motors was the place that you got all the fancy cars and everything, But and I must say that one of my classmates from Barbados today, he is actually the Deputy Commissioner.
Okay.
Deputy Commissioner Oral Williams. While we were doing basics, he was also doing law, and he also qualified as an attorney. And I take off my hat for him for doing law and doing basic training all the same time, and he came through with flying colors.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, Inspector, I want you to talk about your training in the UK as well, and then something that was pretty controversial in Cayman at the time, and I'm sure that when we reflect on it now, we probably get a different perspective and a better understanding of it. But I think you were prominent in the either arrest or speeding ticket for a very prominent person in the Cayman Islands. So actually one of our national heroes. And I want you to talk about it, that as well. So folks, please stay tuned. The conversation with newly retired Inspector Courtney Miles will continue shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
Health City is now open at Camana Bay, offering a wide range of specialties at our state-of-the-art Camana Bay Clinic. We are here to help you save time and feel better. We are open weekdays, weekends, and evenings for your convenience and are dedicated to reducing your wait time while improving your health. Friendly staff, expert care, lab services, and diagnostics in one convenient location from the hospital you know and trust. Health City at Camana Bay, within your reach.
Each Tuesday and Thursday from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m.
The Tuesday and Thursday edition of the Business Buzz is brought to you by Optical Outlook. Visit them at their new location in Anderson Square. Telephone 746-2020. Come see the difference with Optical Outlook.
The Department of Environment would like to invite Cayman Brac residents to a special community meeting at the Spot Bay Primary School this Thursday, 12th August at 7:30 p.m. to discuss the conservation plan for the shrub known as Sybil's crownbeard. The entire world population of Sybil's crownbeard grows on the north-facing cliffs of Cayman Brac's Bluff. The community meeting is this Thursday, 12th August, 7:30 p.m. at Spot Bay Primary School. To learn more, download the plan from www.conservation.ky.
Sunday at 3 p.m. on Radio Cayman, you can hear a repeat broadcast of CI Retro's Talk Today's The New Noka Story, being brought to you by The Diner at 32 Town Hall Road in West Bay, where you'll find taste-tested dinner, lunch, and breakfast specialties. Dine in or call them at 943-4637 for a quick pickup at their drive-thru window. The Diner.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the Record with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. And I hope and I trust that those of you who are listening, that you're intensely listening or attentively listening to Inspector Miles' certainly interesting life story that he has, and it's good that he can talk about it while he's still alive. So we want to hear a little bit about the training in the UK and that famous arrest.
Yeah. Well, also, I was very fortunate to be one of the officers that received a lot of training. Mm-hmm. And, the training in the UK started actually in Jamaica. We did the junior command course in Jamaica. That was 4 weeks, and then was the second stage, which was the command training. That was another 3 months leading up onto this. Mm-hmm. This is the course that prepare you for upward mobility.
Okay.
And once you completed 1 and 2, you were then sent to the UK to Bramshill. And for the strategic course, mm-hmm. that was 3 months.
Okay.
3 hard months, and the setting at Bramshill was conducive to learning. You can't fail. They will not make you fail. Mm-hmm. If you slip in something, you pull to one side and say, "Hey, Miles or Steve, this is what you're doing wrong. This is the way it is done." It was an international course. We had 25 persons on the course from all walks of life. Bahrain, Tanzania, the Philippines. It was a very diverse group. And, I had an incident that I will always remember, and I'll share it with you also. Mm-hmm. We as West Indians, when you walk into a room in the morning, you say, "Oh, Steve, you're trash and you're ready. This shirt look nice." Mm-hmm. And one morning I walked in and I said, morning, and nobody responded. So in a abrupt way I said, "Wait, you all didn't sleep with me last night, God not gonna kill you for saying good morning." What did Miles say that for? By midday, I was called before the commandant. I said, I walked in, snapped attention, gave me a salute and everything. I said, "Morning, boss. How things?" He said, "Miles, it was brought to my attention that you was rather brittle and to the point." I said, "About what, sir?" "You came in and you bid people good morning and they didn't respond, and you proceeded to let them know you didn't sleep with them." I said, "That's correct, sir."
Yes.
He said, you were absolutely right, and how about going and talk to some subordinates, from a diverse culture, about manners and respect? Mm. I said, "Boss, how long do you want me to talk for?" And I went and I talked to a group of junior officers, and it was well received. And from the day forward, whenever Miles walked into the classroom in the morning, "Morning, Miles, how are you?" It changed the whole outlook. Now, that training in the UK, when I came back to Grand Cayman, it had equipped me so that I felt like I could run the service. They exposed you to everything. They left no stones unturned. You know, I was so pumped that I said to myself, I must sit in the commercial seat one day.
Raring to go now. Come back.
Raring to go. And I'm hoping that in the future I can see officers there exposed to more training of this nature. Also, I would like them to see they utilize our neighboring country, Jamaica, whenever the pandemic is over, because they got excellent trainers in Jamaica. It's so interesting to see that we have everything right in the Caribbean here, and at times it's not being properly utilized. It's just like the resources we have here in the Cayman Islands. We are not extracting everything. You know, we have the answer to all the problems in the Cayman Islands. You know, like I told somebody last night.
But we always got to get a second opinion.
You know, crime is not just the police problems. It's a problem of every citizens of the Cayman Islands. So that's why I always encourage people to, you have to work along with the police. The police are your friends.
Okay. So in your capacity as chief inspector and in charge of the running of the stations, did you send your men out on patrols too?
Of course, Mr. Maxwell. As a duty inspector, you had X amount of staff under your command, and you had to have foot patrols on day and night. Day and night. We know what. I could recall the days when you go at 11 o'clock at night, and you're told, see at 6, and you had to walk around Georgetown in pairs, and you had to check every door around Georgetown and make sure when the inspector or the sergeant is doing the wrongs, he can find you, and you have to give him a report of what doors they checked, what they found open, what you have done, who you saw walking around Georgetown. And, you know, there's officers still in the service that can attest to this. People like Mr. Deputy Commissioner Walton and Deputy Commissioner Anthony Innes. Those men can speak to this. Also, the fleet manager, Mr. Elliott. They can speak to this. It's also must mention too that while in the UK, you had to do a paper on community policing, a university paper, and I achieved a postgraduate certificate from the University of Lancashire in police management, which I cherish. For you to get through the course, you had to do a paper on community policing. That's why when I returned to the service, community policing was my baby, and it'll still be my baby today. You know, because I still doing work. It will never stop. There's always somebody want a hand or some guidance. It is never a day that I don't get a call about something.
Okay, we have a caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Mr. O.C. and Mr. Steve. Mario Ebanks here.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning also to Chief Inspector Courtney Butch. I want to first of all congratulate you on your retirement. You've had a great career, still a young man, still can play some football and do some refereeing and all kinds of stuff. So I hope you keep active and keep well. I just have a quick question in regard to, you mentioned about what happened to you when you were in that, I guess, kitchen or something, and when you were training in the UK, but when you said good morning to the other people and they didn't reply. It just struck a chord with me. In regard to cultural sensitivity, do we have, when we do the training for new police officers that are, new recruits, as part of the training, especially those coming from overseas, do we also do any kind of cultural training, cultural sensitivity training in terms of Caymanian culture and norms, and those same kind of things of, the what I call bedside manners, and the sort of small talk and just common courtesy. Do we do any of that? Because I know that for the teachers, for example, school teachers, every year there's a orientation program for new school teachers, and I think that's something we need to do for all new expats coming in to the island, to have that exchange between Caymanian and other cultures, so you have a much more tranquil society. So I'm just wondering if the police here, during your time, if you were aware that they're doing a kind of cultural orientation or sensitivity for new police. So thank you very much for your time, gentlemen. Have a good weekend. God bless. And Butch, all the best.
Thank you, Mario. And yes, this training is done, and I can attest to that because I've been to a number of local training classes, recruit classes, and that is being taught. And I must say, in the training department, we have a very experienced head of training, and that is Superintendent Adrian Seals, somebody who came through the ranks in the Cayman Islands, and he actually started here as a PC and just came right up the ranks all the way to superintendent, and he is now in charge of training, and I can say the training is on a good footing right now with him at the helm. We also have, prior to him being there, he also had some other good trainers like ex-superintendent Marlon Bodden of Customs, and Mr. Clifford and all those guys they were part of they were backbone guys of the service, and they have moved to other areas now and are making their mark. But the police service was what molds you, that you can go in any organization and be effective.
Okay, we're going to reach the top of the hour for headline news. When we return, don't forget about that arrest, and then I want you to talk about our ability to recruit Caymanians, how we get more Caymanians interested in serving in the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, and what the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service can do to sell themselves to locals to join as well. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Everywhere.
Can you hear me now? Everywhere. Everywhere.
Yes, right from your Android or iPhone. Download the Radio Cayman app now on your Android or iOS phone.
The Radio Cayman app
is where you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere you go.
Everywhere we go, we go. Everywhere we go, we go.
Find it in the Google Store, the Apple Store, or use the link at www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Yes, now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Follow Radio Cayman on Twitter. All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Follow us at twitter.com/Radio Cayman.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Government reported no positive test results from the 424 COVID-19 tests carried out on Wednesday. There have been 94,419 COVID-19 vaccinations given in total in the Cayman Islands to date. Turning to international news now, thousands of people fled wildfires burning out of control in Greece and Turkey on Friday, including a major blaze just north of the Greek capital of Athens that left one person dead as a protracted heat wave turned forests into tinderboxes and flames threatened populated areas, electricity installations, and historic sites. Firefighters across Greece were battling 56 active wildfires, Civil Protection Chief said. Multiple evacuation orders were issued for inhabited areas of the country's mainland and the nearby island, while the fire near Athens burned forest land and houses in its path heading toward Lake Marathon, the capital's main water reservoir. The director of Afghanistan's Media and Information Center has been assassinated by Taliban militants in the capital, Kabul. Dawa Menopal was killed by gunmen on Darul Aman Road in the capital, reports said. The Taliban said he had been punished for his deeds. And as Beijing grapples with a worsening outbreak of the Delta variant, an outlandish conspiracy theory linking the origin of the coronavirus to the United States military has gained renewed traction in China. The wholly unfounded theory, which claims the virus may have been leaked from a U.S. Army lab, has been repeatedly promoted by Chinese officials and state media since March last year. But over the past week, Beijing has doubled down on the conspiracy, mobilizing its diplomats and vast propaganda apparatus to call for a World Health Organization investigation into the U.S. Army Medical Research Institute of Infectious Diseases at Fort Detrick, Maryland. Those are your latest headlines here on Radio Cayman. I'm Shanda Gallego.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
The story of the new NOCL can be heard in a repeat broadcast on Sunday at 3 p.m. on Radio Cayman. The new NOCL's disappearance, a Cayman Islands maritime mystery. The new NOCL's story. Brought to you by
Thompson Shipping, a name synonymous with cargo and goods to and from the Cayman Islands. Let Thompson Shipping take care of your shipping needs. Thompson Shipping, 949-8044.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record, and it is my pleasure, and I hope that it is yours out there listening as well, to have in the studio with me this morning Inspector Courtney Miles, talking about his retirement, talking about his experiences, and he's had many of them in terms of training overseas, and many experiences here in the Cayman Islands. And there's one famous one that we want you to talk about now.
Yes. Well, see, I vividly remember that incident, and it involves the late James Manoa Borden,
our national hero, yes.
Our national hero. It was a Sunday night, and the current fleet manager, Mr. Derek Elliott, and myself were partners at traffic management. And we got a call of an accident in Prospect where a gentleman had run into a fence. So I said, D, let's go wrap this up in, because, when one start, more to come. And when we got there was Mr. Borden had run through a fence. And when he spoke, a strong, strong odor of alcohol reached me, and I said, oh man, of all the persons. And they looked at me. I just seen the officer. He said, what are we going to do? I said, well, we follow the law. Mm-hmm. You have to be arrested and breathalyzed and everything. So we did the investigation on the scene, and then arrested him on suspicion of driving while intoxicated, and took him to the station. He did give us a lambasting with his tongue. Yes. And when he reached the station, ex-Chief Inspector Watson was there, and he lambasted him. And Mr. Watson temperament, and he very professional. And then we became very concerned when we see the Casey-Gill and Truman Borden arrives.
Yes, the big guns.
And they're like, oh, this still look good. And same time they asked for the traffic law. So we supplied it, because those days every inspector was very versed with traffic laws, because they were actually out on your desk. And after about an hour, they said they would like to talk to us because we had a problem. I said, well, a problem? I just see a problem. I said, yes, you'll have a problem. And he said, Sergeant Miles, I'm afraid that there's a flaw in the law. I say a flaw in the law. And as far as we know, it was very clear. And what had happened, was that the accused had the options of breath, urine, and blood. And the machine, the intoxilizer, was not gazetted. And remember Mr. Trumbotton saying, as you all know, the machine is not gazetted, and my client has the option of what he wants to give. I'm like, whoa. I say, what? We got a problem. And cases tell, our client will be asking for the machine.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I can't believe this. And we got hold of somebody from the legal department, and we were told that they were right, and we had to actually release him. And it took us about 6 months before we could get the intoxilizer gazetted. So all the persons that were arrested for drunken driving had to be bailed to return at a later date, and we just couldn't charge,
But and the point that we want to get across there is that irrespective of who
who it was, you arrested him.
You were prepared to carry out your job.
I know. We actually became very good friends, and he subsequently received a few traffic tickets because every time he slipped, I was there.
yes.
Okay, we have a couple of callers. Let's grab the callers. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Wissy.
Good morning. How are you?
Not the finest, but my voice is a bit distorted today. But anyway, this is Tommy Borden. I just wanted to call in and good morning, Mr. Mark Creel and Mr.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Miles. I wanted to let the public know that I believe Mr. Courtney Brown is one of our best policemen that we ever had in Cayman, and I highly respect him. And he's been a gentleman in every aspect of any communication I had with him over the past. And I wish him all the best for his whatever he may venture in the future. So thanks again, Mr. Butch. Appreciated all you did for us during your tenure, and I wish you all the best for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Tommy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tommy, and we hope you feel better soon as well. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Oh, okay. They have gone. Okay. Doc, I think you had another question you'd ask that you... Or did you ask him already? We spoke about the foot patrols.
Yeah, I spoke about the foot patrol.
Oh, but we want to talk about the recruitment of Caymanans. How do we attract more Caymanians, and how can the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service make themselves more accessible and more attractive to Caymanians?
Well, see, we have to get into school some more.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it all start. Because I came through our program there, and who better than somebody that came through the program? People like Mr. Clifford, Mr. Borden. We can use these guys as role models to attract persons to come into the service. I can tell the public that the RCIPS is one of the best police services in the Caribbean, and I would say we are the best independent territories.
Mm-hmm.
We are the leader. Mm-hmm. We got very capable officers in the RCIPS. The commissioner and the strategic team knows what time of day it is, and I would encourage the public to work along with them. They're not perfect. We all make mistakes. But I can tell you, if they do make a mistake, they can man up to it and say we made a mistake, and this is what we're doing to correct it. And I just want to implore upon our youngsters out there, we need you all. We need you all. And it is a very, very rewarding job.
Mm-hmm.
What you put in is what you will get out of it. I was there. I know what it is all about. And in other jurisdictions, the emergency services are well catered for their locals. And I think we have the persons within our community to be very fine officers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of the service getting the right people out there, getting the right PR and everything, and you can get some fine recruits. If you look at the Coast Guard, the Coast Guard got some fine recruits. You know, I've seen where the Coast Guard actually have local young men who are pilots within their ranks, and they will go far. A lot of people are getting the qualifications, and you find that officers are coming into the ranks of constables with a lot of qualifications. I saw a young lady, and she's from North Side. She left the bank, a teller job, to become a police officer. That's remarkable. I had another young lady from the BRAC. She left a teaching job in the BRAC to come to Grand Cayman to be a police officer. They're recognizing that they are needed. And the more local officers we can get within the service, we can bring the service up more. Because people like to see their local officers. No disrespect to the foreign officers who have come and helped us, because, we used to be on the Jamaica years ago, and that's how I came about. And, I must commend them. They have served us well. And we will continue to need some outside help. But you have to groom your own.
Yep.
We have to groom your own.
We have another caller on hold. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir.
Good morning.
And good morning to I don't know what I call him, because going beyond the police, way back, we became friends from 1970, 72, 73, 72, and sometime if it wasn't for him, being the grandson of Miss Tyson, we would not have eat at school, because he made sure that we all got our little bun and our drink, tossing it out through the window when she wasn't looking. Me and Paulo and Junior Rocket and the likes, So he actually took care of us in high school. In return for that, though, we always beat him up on the football field, because he could never win a championship now playing against me and Paul and the likes, who was always on top. And then talking about recruitment, he can tell you that we all was recruited by the recruiting officer coming to high school and doing seminars and recruiting from right into the school, which I think would still be the case. So we all end up coming out of school and all going to the police force, and like Pache, other than most of us, stayed and went to the top, and then a gentleman called in, Mr. Mario, concerning him playing good football and being a referee. The jury is still out on that, but I can say he was an excellent officer. And even though we're all good friends, if he catch up speeding, he dealt with us, and you couldn't mention anything about Butcher. No Butcher here. Officer, call me officer. Stop his authority on us, and you were his friend. So he was like he mentioned just now concerning the national hero. Even though he was national hero, he did what he knew he had to do. And that was what I like about him. He was fair. and the friendship had to step aside whenever you committed an offense. And I don't want to say anything about being a happy retirement because, you know, like you all say, he's still a young man. Not as young as I am, but he's still a young man. And he's still got a lot of fight in him. And we'll see, we have to sit and talk about doing something, you know, for his retirement.
Yeah, I mentioned it yesterday as well. I mentioned it.
We talk about that.
Yep.
And then we should know though that he responds. I don't. But Conk is out of season, but he makes the weekend marinated Conk. So but you're responsible for.
We'll wait till we'll have to wait until Conk season comes in.
Yeah. I don't want him in the Marine Park now.
All right.
So congratulations again, Butcher, and we talk later.
Thank you.
Thanks, Macho.
Thank you very much. We're going to grab one more call before we take a commercial break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. and Dr. Steve.
Good morning. Good morning,
sir. Inspector Miles. Inspector Miles also has a small bit of checker, pardon the pun, that probably he would not recall just at the moment. In the 1980s, early 80s, we had one of the highest fatality and accident rates in the world. And our community concerned motor enthusiasts who were concerned, formed an association, and along with the police, we decided to do something about it. And a group of policemen joined us, including Superintendent Smith, Mr. Miles, Inspector Miles, and a couple of other police officers who literally joined us in forming an association, which started to do a structured motor racing club, where we organized with youngsters not to race on the streets and to do dirt racing. In doing so, we brought down the accident rate. Our fatality rate slipped tremendously within a year, and we continued the program. Part of the structure was that if you lost your license, you could not race with us, and if you came to race with us, you had to race under strict rules. And he had an impact on that. He was an actual participant and organizer, and then he took the program to Cayman Brac, which also had a challenge. And I'd like to commend him for that, because he was an instrumental part in helping our youngsters to realign themselves and lifting the load from the traffic department and our general population. I think that Superintendent Miles is retired, but his definition of retirement could be putting on new tires.
Thank you very much. We do have another caller, but we will take that caller as soon as we return from the commercial break, so hang in there. Please stay tuned. For the Record, we'll be back shortly.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamp Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamp Motors, Walkers Road.
Make your house into a home
Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Spend quality time with your child to show you care about their health, wellness, and success. Celebrate their achievements, forgive their mistakes, listen to them when they have a problem, and show interest in how they plan to solve it. Young people are more likely to listen when their parents are engaged. They know you're on their side. Talk with your child early about making health-conscious decisions for life. For tips, log on to www.ndc.ky. This message was brought to you by the National Drug Council and Radio Cayman.
The New Noka's disappearance in July of 1936 with 20 people on board on a voyage to Tampa, a yet-to-be-solved Cayman maritime mystery. Here, the up-to-date story, 3 p.m. on Radio Cayman Sunday, is being brought to you by Cayman Coating at 96 Portland Road, Airport Industrial Park. Cayman Coating is your one-stop location for all of your paints and coating needs and their application accessories. Cayman Coating. 949-2920.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve Macfield, and our special guest this morning, Chief Inspector Courtney Miles, retired but not retired. We have two callers, and Paul, I believe we have a voice note as well, if you can check that. Let's take the two callers. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Inspector Miles.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Otley here. I remember the night that we were doing Octopus that you told me, oh, come and ride with me tonight. I'll never forget it. We pulled down. There was a jeep you pull on a jeep on the roundabout by Yale Thompson, and the jeep was so filthy and nasty, and the guy was drunk, and his girlfriend was sitting in the back of the jeep, and you asked her to come out, and she wouldn't come out, and then you decide, take him to the station and do breathalyze on stuff on top of him, and she wouldn't come out, so you called one of the lady constables, and we took both of them to the station. And I remember, you was a no-nonsense police officer. I mean, you done the law the way it's supposed to be done, and you knew exactly what you were doing. And I thank you for the experience.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. Let's grab the next. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. I'm calling from overseas.
Oh, okay, great. Morning.
Good morning, Dr. Macfield. Good morning.
Good morning.
I was listening on YouTube, and I just had to say I'm going to call because Butch, you don't deserve to be retired so young, man. I'm a foreigner from Cayman Brac, but I've known most of the days that I've been in Grand Cayman, and he has been a true friend. And, he has helped me in any situation that he can. And when he had his little mishap with health the other day, I called to make sure that he was doing okay. So I just wanted to say congrats, my friend. You deserve, I was only joking when I said you don't deserve to be retired, because you do deserve to be retired. And I listened keenly about the case with that national hero. I mean, he was struck by a gun, and that's the important thing. So congrats again, and may your retirement be long and fruitful and happy for you. Congrats again. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Tibbetts.
Okay. Anything you want to respond to the previous callers and that one as well?
Mr. Tibbetts, it's things that I have done and sticking to my guns and the law and everything has made me a better person. I can hold my head up in high and walk with dignity. And one of the things that I always preach to my kids, hey, manners and respect will take you where money can't.
That's right.
And this very day, I can walk anywhere in the Cayman Islands without having to be looking over my shoulders. I was in West Bay after last week, and when I arrived, I was passing through Super Seeds because he's a good friend from the football field. So I ran down again, I passed, give him a check, and I could feel the tension when I was there, and until Joseph Ebanks from Northside and Tunavik that popped up on the scene, and we all start talking and reminiscing. Everybody like, who's these guys? And, tell Super C come on and say, listen, man, these are my people, my people. So again, it's respect and manners will take you where money can't, and I preach that to all my kids, and I tell the youngsters of the Cayman the same thing. So respect, manners, and you could see the world.
Yep. Okay. Paul, we'll play that voice note now before we go to our next commercial break.
Yeah, good morning, OC. I hope you're doing well. Dr. Mark Phelan, Butch, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I remember those days. Remember carrying that cake there, Barbados for you, but we had that half of it before we got there. Me, Beatrice, Michelle, Vivian Rankin, and Blair, God bless his soul. And you remember that arrest with Mr. Jim Borden by the Mango Tree Drive-In that night, that evening. Yeah, that was a good day. And we arrested Mr. Jim Borden. That was a famous arrest. Yep, I just was listening in to you. I'm down into the islands, but you're coming in good and clear, Mr. Connor, so keep up the good works. You gentlemen have a wonderful day as well. I'm down into the Rotan Island right now, listening in to you all, coming in loud and clear.
Excellent.
So have a wonderful day and God bless.
Okay, thanks. It's good to know. It's, when our Caymanians leave our shores, they still love to listen to Radio Cayman. Stay connected to home as well. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to ask Mr. Courtney Miles to stay on, and we may talk about some other things as well. But, what you never know. His next stint may be, on a radio show. Your police department or something like that. So, folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
When I was growing up in Cayman, Sundays was always a big day for our family. Everyone would go to Granny's house for Sunday dinner after church. Even today, I can still smell the aroma of all the delicious food we used to eat, especially the hot, fresh baked bread smothered in butter, topped off with our favorite pan cheese. These days, I don't have enough time to cook and bake, but I do my best to carry on the Sunday tradition of family meals, and being able to get hot, fresh bread with no preservatives or additives from Caribbean Bakery is a big help for me. Shh, don't tell them, they still think I baked it. Caribbean Bakery, now delivering every Sunday to McGrath's grocery store in Eastern Avenue and Marina Drive. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
For the first time in over 45 years, the University College of the Cayman Islands is having an alumni homecoming gala dinner on October 28th. The event highlights the kickoff of the UCCI Alumni Network, a community of professionals helping the university and one another. If you're a UCCI graduate, join the network today and let your fellow classmates know about it. Visit ucci.edu.ky/alumni and come give us a hand with UCCI's first ever homecoming.
Planning for the hurricane season can be stressful, especially because COVID-19 remains a concern. To help you safely prepare, here's some tips from the Public Health Department. Have a fully stocked first aid kit. Make sure you have face coverings, hand sanitizers, and disinfectants should you need to evacuate to a shelter. Ensure a sufficient supply of medications for people with illnesses. Ensure immunizations are up to date, and when eligible, take your COVID-19 vaccine. Ensure a sufficient supply of food and clean water for every member of your family. For more guidance to update your emergency hurricane plans due to coronavirus, visit www.capeandprepare.gov.ky. This message is brought to you by the Public Health Department in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Office Supply in the Marquee Plaza on Lawrence Boulevard is a participating sponsor of the New Noko's story, the story of a modern Cayman Islands passenger ship of its era, which departed Cayman with its destination being Tampa, Florida, in July 1936 and was never heard or seen of again. Office Supply, the back-to-school headquarters, up to 20% discount on school supplies. Visit them today and enter to win laptops, printers, and tablets. Office Supply, 946-1200.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve McPhail, and in addition to him, we have Chief Inspector Courtney Miles as well. So that show, if you decide to become a radio host, it could be on the beat or off the beat. Yes. That you could call it that as well. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. Good morning, Doc. And good morning to my friend Butch.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Jeffrey Woods.
Morning, Jeffrey.
I just want to call and congratulate you on your retirement. And while it is the word retirement, I know you're not retired. I have had many instances where I've seen Butch in action. And one that comes to mind was when I was at planning department and carrying out my duties. One officer, he wasn't wrong, mind you, but there was nowhere else to park, so I asked him, I said, just allow me to park here to guard his mom. Enforcement over. And he refused to do it. I said, well, you just had to write me up. I'm sorry, but I have to guard this here. So he wrote me up, and I went and I spoke with Butch. I'm calling you Butch because you're not retired. And we sat down and we talked about it a while, and he said, no problem. He said, I'll have him reverse it. And he did. And, you know, I really, really respected that. Yes, I mean, he could have said, no, you were wrong, and we called, but he said, let's look at it. He said, you're an enforcement officer as well, and you were carrying out your duties. So he said, you know, I take that into account. And I greatly appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Congrats and all the best.
Thank you again.
Thank you. I'm going to pick your brains here now, Inspect, in relation to, we know that you've worked in all aspects of policing. You've been in charge of, traffic, as well at what point in time as well. What's the answer? I'm sure that there's not one clear answer, but what are some of the solutions to our traffic problems here in the Cayman Islands from a police perspective?
Well, see, with regards to traffic, we have seen a big influx of traffic on the roads. And it is fundamentally clear that in order for us to control the traffic on the roads, we need to have a proper public transport system. This is of paramount importance. Mm-hmm. And we need to have some controls on all the vehicles in the Cayman Islands, in particular people who are transit to the islands. Because you can come on a flight at 2 o'clock today, and by 4 o'clock you can own your own vehicle.
Or you can own it before you
Or
actually come.
before you come. So it's the government got to have a serious look at this.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to various countries, in particular Bermuda. They have a proper system there. And if Bermuda can do it, I just see no reason why the Cayman Islands can't do it. We got to get some controls on all the vehicles that are coming into the island and who can own them.
Okay. We have 2 callers. We're going to take the callers, but I want to come back to you because we get constantly people are talking about enforcement of the traffic laws and whether or not the police are strategically using the resources that they have, the motorcycles and stuff, in terms of, and we see the figures where they say that they're giving out more and more traffic tickets. So I want you to talk about that as well. Let's take the 2 callers that we have. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Adi. You know what this is, right?
Good morning, Roger.
I'm Vico Treen.
Vico Treen.
Yeah, remember Graham gave me that name. He just called it a while ago.
I know.
I listened to you. I just called it. Say congratulations. We go back a long way. We can sit down and talk a lot of long stories. We went to training school together. So the next time we got a break, you come west, give me a call.
All right, because you owe me one, you know.
Yeah, I know that. All right, then we have a great day. Somebody a chance to talk.
Okay, then. Thanks for calling, Roger.
Yeah, man, cool.
Thank you, caller. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor. Good morning, Dr. Maxfield. And good morning, Chief Inspector Miles.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Whilst I have not served with Butch in uniform, I think he knows this voice. And I believe that everybody knows Butch's integrity and what he stands for and his outstanding service to his country. And with that being said, Butch, I just want to say to you, bravo, Zulu. You serve your country well. Enjoy your retirement, sir.
Thank you, Doc.
Have a great day, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, caller. So, traffic, controlling the traffic situation in Cayman. You've pointed out that, the influx of vehicles that we have in the country, the number of new drivers, some persons who never sat behind the wheel of a car until they came to the Cayman Islands, and what do we do about it? How do we handle it?
First of all, I must say that the traffic department, under the leadership of Inspector Jones, who reports to Superintendent Brad Ebanks, they are doing a tremendous job in enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have to look at the bigger picture,
okay,
and look at it from a strategic point. And we have to involve engineering, coupled with enforcement, with engineering, education, enforcement. It's a three E's.
Mm-hmm.
We have to have that right. And the traffic management department under Mr. Jones and Mr. Superintendent Ebanks, they're doing their job, a good job. But what I will say is that the department has not grown in accordance with the amount of vehicles that are coming into the island.
Yes.
And the officers are being overwhelmed with work.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the commissioner are looking at trying to beef out the department because they could do with more motorcycles.
Mm-hmm. And how do we use technology? Because
technology is
speed cameras and things of that nature.
Technology is a must. The speed cameras will come.
Mm-hmm.
When I did my strategic training in the UK, I was at traffic management and I did the cameras. But at that time, we did not have sufficient vehicles on island to facilitate the implementation of cameras.
Mm-hmm.
But now with the technology that is out there now, it is something that's being looked after. We have the new license plate system that was brought into force by Mr. David Dixon, the director of licensing, who, by the way, is an ex-traffic officer, and he was my scribe when I was at traffic. we go way back, and they couldn't have a better man to be at the helm and how to move things forward regarding technology with cameras and everything, because the system that they have at a licensing, it has the capacity where we can build cameras into it. But if it will have been involved a lot of change in laws and so forth. It will take some time. It will take some money to get it in place. Whereas if you was to go to a speeding camera, for you to receive that ticket via the post.
Yes. Okay.
It's going to come. I foresee before I die, I will see where you will get your ticket in the mail. That will cut down on a lot of the paperwork we currently go through. We'll be saving the trees, going green.
Yes.
So I think technology is a must. And we got it. Right now we're going through a pandemic, and technology is the way forward. And I can say that the RCAPS is on board in looking at all the available technology that can assist with enforcement in the Cayman Islands and making the roads of the Cayman Islands more safer. Okay. So I would just want to use this medium to say to the general public, think when you're on the roads. Yeah. Exercise caution. Remember us, deer breakers, the riders. So, because I've lost some friends on the road, many friends on the roads. I've seen many fatal accidents. It hurts me every time I see we lose one because of somebody carelessness. Yes. So I implore upon you, the public, is think when you're on the road, drive careful, and make the road safe.
Okay, we have another caller on hold. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to the officer and gentleman, Mr. My good friend.
Good morning, Mr. Eubanks.
How are you doing?
I'm great, sir.
Okay, I just want to congratulate you as well, and hopefully that in short order we would see more Caymanians like you with the interest of our island, because that's the way to go. People with your kind of intellect, your kind of intentions to bring this country to a more reality point. Speeding is a thing that needs to be controlled, because even in residential areas, you see people flying up and down. And however, on the 7 Mile Beach, though, they got that down to 25 miles an hour, and that's well monitored. But I don't see why they don't get it into the districts as well. So anyway, I just want to congratulate you and the other two gentlemen, my friend Mr. Connor and Mr. McField, Dr. McField.
Thank you.
Have a pleasant day. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We're going to take our last call for the morning. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to the panel. I must pray that God will guide and protect you all in the name of Jesus. Mr. O.C.?
Yes, ma'am.
I got a vision the other day that that march that went on. I tell a lot of people that I prophesy this march that went on the other day with the Pride, and it came to pass. And I want to prophesy today another vision that I got, and I want to prophesy that today before it passed. I have a vision that Mr. Makiva Bush is going to be the governor for Cayman Islands. Mr. Alden McLaughlin is going to be the premier for Cayman Islands, because England is fed up with Cayman, and they decide that they are going to sign a letter with Cayman that they will be no more longer sending any governor here, because they are fed up. If anything God said, it will happen. And if Mr. Makiva does not take this post, it will hand down to Mr. Franz Mandisa. So I want to say this today. There is another thing I want to ask. You have planning is going out checking for building. And I want to find out all these lakes that they are digging up, that people are digging up in this country. Why are they digging them? Some of these people are digging out the mall and they are selling it. And when someone buy the property, they have to go back and fill that property. Why are they doing this? Soon this lake is going to overflow in Cayman. They need to stop. And government needs to look at this situation. They need to stop.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, caller, for that. We're going to take our last commercial break. And when we return, we want to get some closing comments from Chief Inspector Miles as well. So please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
You don't always have to give up the food you love to live a healthier life. You just have to choose better to eat better. At Caribbean Bakery, we know that delicious, nutritious bread only uses a few ingredients that leads to better taste, better health, and an overall better experience. We focus on simple, quality ingredients while leaving out the bad ingredients that commercial bread brands are known for and can lead to illness. Feed your body, feed your family with 100% additive-free, freshly baked bread from Caribbean Bakery. And don't miss our hot bread Sundays, freshly baked loaves delivered to Mick Russ Grocery Store every Sunday morning. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh.
Ready, set, gold! Enjoy the latest and greatest sports events live on SportsMax. With every Digicel Prime bundle, get dedicated data for your SportsMax app so you can catch all the live action and more right at your fingertips, anytime, anywhere. Get your 30-day Digicel Prime Bundle Plus for only $55 and start watching, because catching gold is better on a bundle. Digicel, better together.
Everybody get on the floor. This is a robbery.
Wait. Randy, that you?
Mr. Brown, get on the floor and mind your business.
Well, I tell you one thing. I ain't not been up here all day waiting in this line just for you to come up here to take the same money that I waiting on. Bobo, don't make me call your mama.
Well, it's back to school time now for my kids, and it's the only way I'm going to be able to afford all their school supplies.
But Randy, you not heard Lee's office products having a back-to-school sale, or? Come on, man. You don't need to rob no bank when Lee's giving you 15% discount on school supplies. And look at her, if you tell them Mr. Brown sent you, they will give you another 5% off. And just for shopping there, you get entered to win a new laptop, a new office desk and chair. It's a win-win, Bobo.
What you telling me?
Boy, Randy, you better get going. Sound like CI's finest coming down the road.
That thing we've been saying for 64 years, ignore it. Eat the KFC wings, drink the KFC gravy, fill up on fries. Just please forget the thing we normally suggest. You know, that thing you used to do with your tongue after finishing a delicious piece of our KFC chicken. We get it. It's not easy. There's a reason why it's been our slogan for over half a century. But the world's drastically changed of late, and as soon as we can embrace the change, the sooner we can all get back to doing what we do best. KFC. It's good.
2021, the year of the Cayman Islands seafarer or seafarers, the heart of the Cayman Islands maritime heritage. And occupying a great mystery within that heritage is the New Noka's story. You can hear about it in a repeat broadcast on Sunday at 3 p.m. on Radio Cayman, being brought to you by MJS Plumbing. Call MJS at 916-4549 for all of your plumbing needs. They can handle it all. MJS Plumbing.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning, and we're going to be passing the mic over to Inspector Miles. Before we do that, though, one of our listeners has written and said, OC, another Miles police officer that you have to call to come on to your show in the future is Eugene Miles. He was a police from an early age. Not that the person is saying not because they're related to him, but they find him to be a very honest and respected police in the community. And they're saying, congratulations, Butch, wishing you well also. So Inspect, we just touched the surface really this morning in terms of what you have done, what you have accomplished. And we've spoken mainly about your police career, but then you were also involved in many sporting activities in the Cayman Islands. See how much of that you can cover in the next 5 minutes.
I believe in sports, and it goes back to my scout days. And I was fortunate enough to be a scout under leadership of Levine Smith. You're quite familiar with that name.
Yes.
And that took me to Jamaica and Barbados to the Jamboree in Barbados. And during those times, you had people like Mr. Adams from the Turtle Farm, who was an avid sailor.
Tim.
And he represented Cayman at the sailing. Also Jericho Colonel and Donald McLean from East End. They were all scouts, and that made us men. And I'll share a story of my going to the Jamboree in Barbados. We had people like Minard Miles, Dave Rocket. I was me and Dave Rocket used to spar head and head, and we were the two that ran the campsite. If anything's going down, you have to check in with us, and we had to sanction it. And there were two girls in the radio room that whenever we need to call Cayman, we just went and said, like, we need to call Cayman, and it was done. And Dave liked one, and I liked one, and we became very good friends. And that was back in 1972. I returned to Barbados in 2002 and was at a party and talking to a young lady. And she said, Mr. You sound like guys from Cayman. I said, yes, I'm from Cayman. I said, how you know them? Well, Butch, I love the wrong I walk on. I said, who? I said, Butch. Yes. And Dave Rocket, I love Edwin. Yes. I said, how you know these guys from? She said, well, they gave a lot of God blind trouble. I said, well, miss, you told the Butch, you know. She couldn't believe it.
Oh, wow.
And I
30
said,
years later, huh?
30 years later. And I said, where's Edwin? She said, let me call her. And she called, and it turned out Edwin Foster was the sister of Peter Foster at the prison. And ever since we have stayed in contact with each other, you know. She's now actually the principal of one of the leading schools in Barbados, you know. And, you know, I actually went back to that campsite. Is now a big development, housing scheme, you know, and I like, wow. It showed you how a country can change over the years, you know. But while I'm on sports, I was heavily involved with football and cricket and motorsports. Motorsports being my number one. But I was one of the first presidents for the Cricket Association, and I also did the finances for the Football Association in the early years.
Okay.
But becoming the president for cricket, I was there for 14 years.
Wow.
I was instrumental in bringing the Cayman Islands to an associate status. And I've been to Lords in England 9 times, and a place that I look forward to going again when the pandemic is over. And I must say that I've seen the world through cricket. I went as far as to South Africa, and I went into Mandela Cell. You know, when Cayman became an associate, I got an invite to the World Cup in South Africa, because I actually met the president of the South Africa Cricket Club, and he sent an invitation for me in the Cayman, a paid invitation.
Wow.
For me to go there. And I was able to see the MCG in Australia, also Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia, Argentina, Belgium, all those countries.
Well-traveled man.
Yes,
and you didn't go to sea.
Right. And we were also saw Brazil, and that famous beach actor walked on beach, and also Cayman was able to get Cuba to host an ICT meeting, and in Cuba, the Cuban authorities were shocked to know that Cayman and Cuba had such a vibrant relationship where crickets are concerned.
Okay.
And, it was well received, and it shows you that what sports can do. Like Canada. Canada's very big in cricket. I've been to Cayman numerous times because Cayman played in Canada, Bermuda. Wherever the club was playing, the president always went. I also went to Antigua for the Stanford 2020. Cayman was leading in the reporting of how our expenses was being run, because Cayman had the late Eric Crutchley, a banker who was handling books with an attorney. And when they saw the Cayman reporting, because they literally sent men to Cayman to check to see that what we had in our books was so. And when they saw ours, they used our template for the rest of the Caribbean islands to report on. And we were very good there, and cricket has developed in the Cayman Islands. We are in a little rut right now, but everybody goes through that, and I'm certain that it will be. I'm not there no longer, and and we had a wonderful coach there, Mr. Theodore Coffey. He was it's a great man, and he took it to heights. He was well connected within the cricket fraternity, because he was instrumental with myself, and we brought people like Brian Lara, Ambrose, Gill, Sarwan, Desmond Haynes, Lance Gibbs, Gordon Greenidge, all those guys that came out. And you already recall, it was those days, it was Cricket Crazy Weekend, which was sponsored by Flow. And it was just a week of cricket. And I'm hoping that the Digicel and Flow will see the needs to sponsor these events again, and uplift the Cayman Islands where cricket is concerned, and because we have a beautiful oval, the Jim Oval in West Bay, and Jim is still alive. We regard him as the godfather of cricket. But it would be remiss of me if I was to not make mention of the fact that Mr. Derek White was also also instrumental from the early stage of cricket. I've known him all my life, and he has done a very good job with the Barrio cricket team. He actually sent Christopher and David, all his boys, to England just to learn to play cricket.
And we just lost another stalwart, Austell Murphy, as well. We just lost him this week, I believe it was last week. Yeah,
I want to extend condolences to his family. Austell was actually a football referee and a cricket referee with myself, and we go way back, and I can still recall the days when he was down at Mr. Ken Hall at Cayman Distributors, and he was a good man. I had a lot of respect for him, and he had the time to talk to you about cricket and football.
And they came and they contributed to Cayman. They stayed here, and some of them, many of them, will be buried here as well.
Yes, I got to call my good friend Sheila Rankin and also Mr. Coffey, and we had now have to add him to the list of all the past cricketers that have died, because we will be holding a memorial game for them later on this year.
Exactly.
So I want to extend an invitation to Dr. McPhail and yourself to be present during that. We have T-shirts with all the names of all the cricketers. We didn't do one last year because of the pandemic, but I'm certain that we will do one this year. I was talking to a colleague of mine yesterday, and he said we need to start the ball rolling from now, and to get all the names of everybody there, because we have lost quite a few, and it's a day and a day that I always remember, and I think it's only fitting that we recognize people like Aston Murphy. He did a lot for sports in Cayman Islands, you know.
Yep.
And
well, Inspect, I want to thank you very much for being here, and we will be hearing more from you as well. But all the best. I know I'll be seeing you around, so it's not till we meet again or whatever.
Yes,
but again, congratulations, for stellar career. You did what you enjoy doing, what you love, and you excelled, at that as well. And we want to thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of the people of the Cayman Islands, for the stellar service that you rendered to your country.
Before I go, OC, I just ask you to give me a few minutes.
Sure.
There's a few things that I just need to say, and you will, when you hear it, you will understand where I'm coming from. OC, recall last year I had a little medical issue. And it was one that opened my eyes to a number of things. And I just want to use this medium to say a special thanks to my family, my friends, and in particular my wife, who stood by me during my time of sickness. My kids, they were phenomenal. The general public, who prayed and sent many wishes for my speedy recovery. OC, I must also mention some police officers. There is 3 officers that I can still remember the morning when I took in and being taken out of the ambulance and ferried into the hospital. That is Superintendent Brady Banks, Sergeant Pompey, and Sergeant Alexander. I can still see their faces. They're concerned for me. And being at the doors when I was going in, I want to thank them for being there with me. And they also paid me visits in the hospital and at home. I thank them all, and I thank the entire Cayman Islands who sent best wishes on my speedy recovery. I want to thank them all, but most of all, God Almighty. He is why I'm here today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank everyone. I won't have any closing comments this morning because we've gone over by 5 minutes. Yes. Don't want to get Paul into any more trouble. Just to say to you that we will have the Director of Customs and Border Control, Mr. Charles Clifford, and some of his team members in the studio with us on Monday, talking about customs, a new system that they have just put in place as well, and to talk about any other issues in relation to customs and border control. Folks, have a great weekend. God bless. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these 3 beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh. Health City, now open at Camana Bay 7 days a week.
The Ministry of Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, and by West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health.
From district to district, moving through the waters to Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Your station, your voice. All things Cayman, one radio, many people. This is home.
Radio